Hello, my fellow viewers who are watching me from all around the world. My name is Gande Nyasha. I'm from Zimbabwe. Today, I want to talk about no limitations. No matter whatever you are, how you were created, whatever status, whatever background, and whatever religion, and whatever country that you live in, you have got the potential of doing great things in everything that you do. As a person, you should know that you were fearfully and wonderfully created. Therefore, you have got a potential that is in you. That is, you are able to do something. Okay, today I want to give you my life experiences as a lady who is living with visual impairment. Okay, firstly, I would like you to know and understand who is Nyasha Gande and where I grew up, and currently what am I doing right now, and what are my aspirations. Therefore, that is what I'm going to cover in this video. Okay, anyway, my name is Nyasha Gande. I was born on the 23rd of April 1991. Therefore, I'm 29 years old right now. Okay, I I was born without visual impairment. I was told that I acquired visual impairment as I was 9 months old, and starting from there, my parents tried to visit the doctors in finding the cure, and they couldn't find it. So my parents, as I was aged 6 years, they had to look for a school which accommodates children who are visually impaired. Therefore, I was forced to go to Murewa Primary School. That is where I started doing my crash, and it was in 1998 when I started my crash, and started my grade 1 in 1999, and finished my grade 7 when I was in 2005. Okay, as I was living with visual impairment during the time, I faced various challenges. One of the challenges that I faced was that it was lack of reading materials. So imagine when I wanted to read, it's like I was able to ask. I would ask a friend of mine who will read for me, and who will read for me the printed copies, since at our school we had limited resources in terms of books which were written in braille. So I had to ask for my friend who was sighted so that she can read for me. So that was my life. And sometimes I remember at some point when I was in primary school, and I had a certain guy who wanted to read for me, and something that happened was that usually I often passed more than him when it comes to when we write examinations. So his relatives, whenever they notified that in most of the times I was in top 10, so the relatives started to despise him and to discard him from helping me. Therefore, as a result, they influenced him not to assist me, and by that, he came and told me, and I was telling him, you see, my friend, you want to assist me, but see, there are some colleagues who live with you at home, so they would report if they see you reading for me. So that's how it was like, and I had to notify my teacher that that was the situation of him reading for me, and though he was willing, and we highlighted the scenario, and the teacher had to arrange for someone who was going to read for me, rather to change places. I remember I was now being assisted by a certain lady when I was in grade 5, and it was like I was my friend used to help me and assist with me, but sometimes some teachers didn't understood how visual impairment was. Sometimes people would not understand you because of what some children would discriminate you, and some teachers would not understand what you be like. So that was the life and all. But I really want to thank God. In grade 7, I managed to excel to such an extent that I was made to enroll at the nearest secondary school, which was Morel High School. And from there, I studied my Form 1 up to Form 4, okay? And during that time, the major challenges which I encountered was that there was a lack of water. So what we did was that I would have to look for someone who would accompany me to go and fetch water. So by that, my friend would assist me in fetching water, and everything that was there was something that was very boring in such a way that you had the opportunity to ask for someone who would assist you in going and fetch water. So by that time, at that time, I was supposed to come to go to fetch water with some friends. So this actually taught me that as a person living with visual impairment, you should be someone who is very networking, and who is someone who should be very friendly, so that you get someone who can assist you. Then when it comes to mobility, it was a challenge that I was able to walk from my hostel to the dining, and to the dining to school. So it wasn't a very big problem at all. So when I wrote my Form 4, I managed to excel. However, when the examinations were near, the friend who was sitting next to me had decided to stop reading for me, basing on the conditions that in most cases, since I have told you, I usually passed most of my examinations. So some of her friends influenced her not to read for me. So as a result, when the examinations were near, he said that I'm no longer going to read for you. Therefore, this forced me to not to read for me. Therefore, as I was living with at the hostel, and I notified the teachers who were around, and as I notified them, the teachers would read for me the questions or the notes that they would have written on the board, so that I would copy using my own braille handwriting. So that was how I managed to pass. So I thanked my teachers, because they actually assisted me, since this girl whom I was living with was not willing to read again for me. So that was the challenge that I faced as I was in Form 4. So when I was in after I completed my Form 4 in 2009, that is when I started doing my A level from 2010 to 2011, and from there, during this time, I didn't face any challenge, since I had my friend whom I was living with. That friend was so caring, so loving, to such an extent that she would make sure that she would read for me, since we were doing the same combinations, like we were doing divinity, Shona. So as she would be reading, she would be also reading for me. So she motivated me, encouraged me, was always with me wherever we were, and we managed to excel my A levels, and her efforts also, and the support which I was getting from my teachers, enabled me to pass my A levels, regardless of the challenges that I have told you. And that was that. And in 2012 to 2016, I went to study my program, bachelor's in social work honors degree. It's like initially, when I was in Form 2, as I was living at school, I was interested in hearing other people's stories, understanding them, and really talking to them, so that I would get a picture of whatever circumstances they were facing in life. So that actually motivated me to study social work, and that actually motivated me to start social work. So that is when I applied for social work and law. But initially, I realized that my character, I was interested in studying social work, and I was interested in working with vulnerable communities, since I'm a part of the vulnerable communities. So I wanted to advocate for them, because I knew that as people with disability, we know that sometimes we face challenges in terms of we are being discriminated. Sometimes we are secluded from all other information, and due to infrastructural challenges, and which requires advocates. And sometimes people don't really understand what we do as people are differentially abled. So as someone living with visual impairment, I felt motivated to study social work. And so I completed my studies in 2016, and after that I went to work as an intern at Zimbabwe National Council for the Welfare of Children. And I would like to thank all the colleagues I have worked with from October 2016 to March 2017. They actually enabled me to work independently, considering that during the time I used to work without an assistant. So I had to come from Harare to go to work by bus, and I was alone. So I had to learn the way to go to my work on my own, and I would use my laptop, my JAWS installed laptop, so that I can work very well. So that time, like, that was my norm of the day. I would wake up, make sure that I prepare for my food, and I would go. I would be accompanied to go to bus stop, and after that I would reach at the bus station where I was getting out of the bus, and I would go to work on my own. So that was that. And when I was coming back, my work colleagues would accompany me at the bus stop. Then I would go back home, and I would get out of the bus and go back to my home. Sometimes at first, my mother was scared to let me go alone. So she had to accompany me. I think for the first 3 days, she used to accompany me. And from that time, when I had told her that I had mastered the way to go to work, so that is when she decided to left me. And the work colleagues encouraged my mom to enhance self-independence and self-reliance among people living with disabilities. So by that, I was able to go to work on my own. So that was how I used to work, using my JAWS installed laptop, and that was that. At that workplace, we were responsible for concentrating on the media, and we were going to monitor all the media activities that were in line with children, and we do advocacy on children's rights, and that was that. And after March 2017, that is when I was employed in a certain organization which advocates for all of our other vulnerable groups in society, and it advocates for children. Okay, so from November 2018 until now, that is where I am working, and I'm enjoying my work. And right now I'm interested in creating some motivational talk shows which are aimed at inspiring others and enhancing other people's coping capacities and self-reliance. So that is what I am like right now. I'm just interested in making some motivational talk shows on some different topics, which enables clients to have some coping strategies and to have problem solving skills. Okay, I prepare motivational talk shows on stress, emotional management, and many others. So that is what I'm doing right now. Words of encouragement that I have to all people living with or without disability. I would like to educate them that no matter what circumstances that you are facing, you should know that you have gotten a unique ability in you, that you are able to change your situation. No matter how you are, what circumstances that you are incurring in, or that you are facing, you should know that you have got the power to change. You should not concentrate on the problem that you are facing, but you should look on strategies that you can use to solve the problem that you are facing. Let's take, for example, I'm visually impaired. If I concentrate on the fact that I'm visually impaired, sometimes I would spend money going to some healers who can be able to assist me in removing the visual impairment part. But if you see that you may spend much money going to that other than focusing on how to deal with the visual impairment per se. So as a person, I encourage that everyone, you should try to work hard, no matter what even circumstances that you meet. You should learn that you have got something. There is no limitations in life. You can reach to great heights no matter how you are. You should try to run away from all the negative criticisms that you get from your friends, and you should know that things that deter you from doing the right thing that you want in life, you should not listen to them, and you should know that everything that you want, you are able to do it regardless of whatever condition. Thank you very much for listening.